Arsenal have reached yet another gigantic step in the signing of Mudryk. They've gone ahead to agree personal terms with the Ukrainian player of the year for the club of Shakhtar Donetsk, and that's what we're going to talk about, and what terms have Arsenal really reached at, and where has the deal reached right now, because looks like things are panning out at a very accelerating speed, favoring a club called Arsenal. Then later we are going to talk about Odegaard and what he said about the run at which Arsenal is and their title winning hopes and his exquisite form that is really taking him into a contention to be one of the best central attack midfielders in the Premier League this season. Then we have lots of stories coming in from Fabrizio Romano as far as Marquinhos of PSG is concerned, and Dejan Lovren, formerly of Liverpool, he has gone ahead to join a certain club that Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to confirm to us. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Today, mark the date, 2nd of January 2023. Happy New Year, second day of the year, and we are live and kicking. Why not to go all out and hail the Lord for the gift of life? Thank you, God, and let's get into this. Now, Ekrem Konra, you know, he's a transfer expert reporting from Turkey. He's a global transfer expert reporting from Turkey. He has confirmed to us that Shakhtar Donetsk winger Mudryk has agreed personal terms on a 5-year contract with Arsenal. Arsenal continues to hold talks with Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, if at all you know what the deal is all about, it first happens, or the structure of the deal and how it happens. The player's agent agrees everything. All the team that wants to sign the player in this sense we're talking about Arsenal contacts the agent of Mudryk that would love to sign your player. Then the agent goes ahead to talk to the player and they agree on whether the player wants to join that club. After all that is done, they tell the club where that player is playing at, that there is a team that is really wanting to take this player. Are you guys willing to go ahead and really sell the player? If the answer is yes and the green light is given to them, then the agent and his client start to negotiate on what we call personal terms. The agent fees, the amount of money, the sign-on fee, all that is agreed. And when it's done, that's what we call personal terms. The clauses including the contract: when I score such a number of goals, you are going to get this amount of money. When I win the Premier League with you, you are going to do this and this. When I start such and such number of games, blah blah is going to happen. That's what we call personal terms. Now, today we've been told that Mudryk has agreed personal terms with Arsenal. 5 years contract. I think it's going to be either 4 years and 1 optional year, or 5 years and 1 optional year, because nowadays teams do that. When they get you on 5 years, they add another option year to see to it that you really stay at the club for a very, very long time. I believe it's really a juicy deal for Mudryk. What a dream for him to come true, because he's nearing to signing for a club called Arsenal that is topping the Premier League by 7 points ahead of the Premier League defending champions, that is Man City. When you look at the 5 years for Mudryk, he has 21 years of age, meaning that this contract will expire when he's 26 years of age. That really keeps Arsenal in a very good position, because if Mudryk goes ahead to really hit the ground running and obviously becomes what he's supposed to be, as his former coach at Shakhtar Donetsk told us ahead of the game of Brighton and Arsenal, that he could win a Ballon d'Or in the future, meaning that his prospects are so high, his ceiling is so high, and you might find that he's going to attract attention from other teams, meaning that Arsenal will have a lot of bargaining power, and his rebuy or repurchase value will really be high. If you're getting him at close to 60-70 million euros now, that means if Arsenal are to sell him, they'll sell him times 2, close to 150 million euros. That will be a very huge profit-making player for Arsenal, and is one of the best talents in Europe right now. And there is no reason as to why Arsenal is giving him a 5-year contract, because they've seen it affect them at Arsenal, because they failed out on dishing out huge contracts to players. Look at Atletico Madrid, João Felix. They gave him a contract of close to 7 years when they signed him from Benfica in 2019. His contract expires in 2026, meaning that if Arsenal had gone ahead to do that on Bukayo Saka when he was 16, 17, and give him a contract of 7 years, it would have been easy for them to really go ahead and really negotiate and really not be on pressure. Look at William Saliba. You see, when you're bringing these players who are like 18, 17, 19, they should sign contracts of 7 years or 8 years with the club, because you don't know what they are going to pan out like. If at all they don't work out, you can easily dislodge them and sell them off, because at that age, every player would like to be playing the game of football. But look at what the situation Arsenal is in with William Saliba. He's left with 1.5 years on his contract. Remember, they triggered that one year they had to see to it that he extended his contract until 2024, and now they are really in a battle to convince him to accept £120,000 a week. Yet the boy wants between £150,000 a week to £200,000 a week. That is Saliba William for you. So even Saka, he wants to be the most paid player at Arsenal, close to £300,000 a week. That's what he's calling for at his age. So for Mudryk, we are bringing him at Arsenal, right? When you bring him at Arsenal, it requires to go in and sign 5 years with one option. Yeah, those are 6 years. Such that when he comes now, he's going to be at a salary of like £60,000 a week, 60 or £70,000 a week. That's not going to be very cheap, very expensive. If at all he has a very good 6 months for Arsenal, you might increase his salary to like £100,000 a week, meaning that he can play for the next 3 years for Arsenal when he's earning £100,000 a week, which is something great for the club and very, very financial friendly for a club like Arsenal. But good news to Arsenal fans all over the world, Mudryk has gone ahead to agree personal terms with Arsenal, and those were not a problem, as Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to let us know that personal terms are not a problem between Mudryk and Arsenal, because the player has publicly come out and told us that they want to join Arsenal. Now, Sport Arena have gone ahead to let us know that, remember this is coming from Ukraine, that Arsenal now preparing an improved bid of Mudryk after agreeing personal terms with Mudryk agreed personal terms with Arsenal. So let's see what Arsenal is confident with, or okay with, as an improved bid to submit to a club known as Shakhtar Donetsk after rejecting their first bid of 40 plus 20 million euros that was submitted last week. Now, we've been told by Steve K, he has told us that Arsenal are happy to pay 60 million euros plus 15 million euros in add-ons, taking the fee to 75 million euros for Mudryk. However, Shakhtar want up to 30 to 35 in add-ons, but will allow Arsenal to pay it over a long period of time. Talks continue. That's what we've been told by a source known as Steve K. Steve K has been really a credible source for this deal. I think he's one of those that came in through and really told us as to how Arsenal had gone ahead to really submit a bid, and then Fabrizio Romano came out and confirmed that to us. Then later, he went in through and he has been giving us updates about Mudryk deal, and they've always been certain. Now, Arsenal's new proposed bid is 60 to 15 million euros of add-ons, but Shakhtar are looking like they will accept that provided Arsenal adds in more 15 million euros of add-ons, meaning that Shakhtar are really serious. Out of the 100 million euros they want to go ahead and really have, they are willing to lose only 10. But 60 million euros should come in as a upfront fee. It shows you how a strong position Shakhtar is in. Remember, yesterday I told you that all this should pan out before the 9th of January, because that's when the club board meeting is going to sit and decide on whether they agree the amount of money coming in from Arsenal or not. But if at all Arsenal goes ahead to accelerate everything, this deal can even materialize before the 9th, and this player will come and join Arsenal. Remember, on the 10th, Shakhtar Donetsk are resuming their training down in Turkey, and that's why I've gone ahead to really front this story of Mudryk with a source coming in from Turkey known as Ekrem Konar, who is a global transfer expert, and he's really doing great stuff for the footballing industry as far as these transfers are concerned. But Arsenal looks like they are ready to go on and really do all what it takes to gate this player. They've put their money on the line, their bodies on the line, and they want Mudryk to join Arsenal. And what a way for Arsenal to go on and construct a very good transfer for themselves that has seen them get the best that they deserve, as they're topping the Premier League table and everyone is talking about them. In other words, Arsenal is the talk about town. Let's go to the captain of Arsenal, Martin Odegaard. What does he have to say to us? Odegaard, it's supposed to be the Standard first. Odegaard, where are you? Odegaard spoke to the Standard, and this is what he had to say. He said, everyone has to step up. We are missing a great player in Gabriel Jesus, but you see the quality that Eddie has. 2 goals now and everything that he brings in the game. You see the front players we have. We are always going to create chances and be dangerous. That is the real heart of a leader. That is the real heart of a leader. And at his age, just 24 years of age, he is really a very good and confident leader. You see, what makes you a captain and portray that you're a real captain is when your team is in danger and it is less, all has no options. In the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Arsenal had no options. Get who broke that dreadlock? It was the captain, Odegaard. He scored a brace. In the game of West Ham, Arsenal was trailing behind by 1-0. Guess who came in through to give Arsenal a 2-goal assist that really resulted into Arsenal leading the game? It was Martin Odegaard with a brace of assists. It shows you that he is really ready to lead the club. And he's talking about Jesus being missed, but Nketiah scoring 2 goals in 2 games. That's great for Nketiah. His confidence is really high, and I believe in the game against Newcastle tomorrow, he's going to be a player like he has never been before. Remember, he did it last season when Lacazette got an injury. However much Mikel Arteta had been not playing him in enough games, even off the bench, Nketiah came in through and scored 7 goals in the last 10 games for Arsenal that he played. Not so. He scored a brace against Chelsea. He scored against Everton. Did he score against Newcastle? And very many other teams he scored against. And he really got himself or secured himself a new contract at Arsenal because his contract was running out last summer and they gave him a new contract of 5 years. Obviously, he signed a deal of £100,000 a week for Arsenal. So I think it has put him in a better condition. And by the way, it's a blessing in disguise for Arsenal that Mikel Arteta is going to manage these players better. Maybe Eddie Nketiah would have had another thought that I'm here, I'm not being used. And thanks to the injury of Gabriel Jesus, because Nketiah has come in through and proven to the manager that can really go on and really scoring goals for you. And that's what he's talking about. And he's talking about creating chances and them being dangerous. Obviously, they are. If you are to talk about the most deadliest team in the Premier League right now, it's Arsenal, because they are topping the league and scoring very many goals. And they are conceding less. Odegaard continued and let us know that it is just about getting the players in the right positions and good things will happen. All the players need to step up when you miss someone like that, and we have done excellent. Credit to Eddie to come in like that and perform like this. It's amazing to see. Obviously, every team would love to see to it that a player doing the backup role, when he's called for to come up and really do that role, he does it perfectly. And you can't talk about Eddie Nketiah that is not doing the job perfectly. After scoring 2 goals in his first 2 games, he has started for Arsenal when Gabriel Jesus is the way. With the amount of pressure piled on him, he has gone ahead to go on and really prove very many people wrong. You know me, I've been really a defensive man for Eddie Nketiah. I believe there is a player in him. When you look at his finishes, he's really a good finisher. But how many chances do you create for him? I was arguing with my friend of Manchester United, supposed Manchester United, I call him Damien. I told him, you are talking about United missing a striker and needing one, but how many chances do we create for our strikers? You create one clear-cut chance, United creates one clear-cut chance, and the striker misses it, and they say he's not clinical. But look at Haaland at Man City. Haaland scores 2 goals scores 2 goals in every 5 chances created to him by Man City. You get? But no one talks about him but no one talks about him missing. But no one talks about him missing the three. You get? So I think it's all about creating chances and being dangerous, as Odegaard talked about. If you have a striker and you are really creating him chances, he's going to score you goals. He's going to score you goals. And that's what Odegaard is talking about. So I believe that it's really great for a club known as Arsenal to find themselves in the situation of leading the table. And that's what Odegaard has gone ahead to come out and really talk about. Now let's go to some bit of Fabrizio Romano updates that I really want to throw in before I really call it a day for this video. You know Marquinhos, he's really a very good central defender for PSG, and Fabrizio Romano showed us that Marquinhos confirms negotiations for his new contract with PSG are now very advanced. Yes, talks are progressing well, he told El Quipi. Then length of the contract, one of the final steps before it will be signed 2026 to 2027, meaning that he's willing to stay at PSG for the next 4 or 5 years. That is a very good addition to the team because he's really experienced and they have the money. You wouldn't like to lose a defender like Marquinhos if at all you are PSG. So lastly, let's talk about Dejan Lovren, formerly at Liverpool, official and completed Croatian central defender Dejan Lovren leaves FC Zenit to join Olympic Lyon on a permanent deal. Contract signed until June 2025 for the former Liverpool player. Again, that is another update confirmed to us by Fabrizio Romano. So Dejan Lovren, you know him very well, played for Liverpool and obviously has gone ahead to play for Croatia if I truly watch the World Cup with Vadio in that central defense, and he has been really a very big pillar for the success of Croatia for not conceding very many goals. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Your reactions to Mudryk agreeing personal terms with Arsenal, 5-year deal, agreed. Then what do you think about the offer, 60 million euros plus 15 million euros of add-ons, Arsenal's new proposal set to become a second bid after Shakhtar rejected the first one? My thoughts about it. Is it going to be accepted or denied? Because Shakhtar wants add-ons of 30 to 35 million euros, but the 60 million euros of upfront fee is okay for Shakhtar, meaning that the deal is really nearing its completion. What do you think about Odegaard coming out and really commending Odegaard Nketiah for the well work done in 2 games, scoring 2 goals in the absentia of Gabriel Jesus, and obviously he's perfectly filling the boots of Gabriel Jesus. So do you think Odegaard Nketiah is perfectly filling the boots of Gabriel Jesus? That's what I had for you. First story of the day. More is yet to come. I think I'm returning with the Newcastle versus Arsenal match preview as we wait for the press conference of Mikel Arteta as the game is going to be played tomorrow. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and congratulations guys, we've hit 9,000 subscribers. Had forgotten to hail you and really commend you, but thank you very much. I hand you over to the hands of the Almighty. Yes, sign out for now. See you later.